Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Come fly with me, let's float down to Peru.
All right, buddy, good afternoon. My name is Edmund. Yeah, I'm going to be your pilot today here. Number one priority for myself, I get you around safely, all right? Number two, you hear that music in the background? I'm going to be your DJ. Yeah, I'm going to be your MC as well for this trip, okay? I'm going to be kind of giving us points of interest along the way. Your job, guys, just enjoy yourself, yeah? Take as much of that photo, as much of that video as you'd like, no problems. And if you want to ask questions, just use that microphone, okay? You got to hit the button, and you got to bring it really close to your mouth and basically yell into it. They're not very sensitive. With safety in mind, everybody saw that safety briefing? Okay, and we got the preservers on and the seatbelts low and tight. All right, guys, so all my boxes are checked here. I'm going to start talking to ground, then tower, then other traffic. I'm going to go radio silent for the next couple minutes. When we get up to about 1,000 feet, I'll be back with you, and I'll turn the mics back on. But right now, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the takeoff here.
This transmission is coming to you.
You've got it. You've got it. You've got it.
All right, you are go.
You've got it.
All right, you are go. All right, you are go. We see the Earth.
You've got it.
We see the Earth now.
You've got it.
We see the Earth.
All right, buddy, I'm back with you. We'll get the mics on, too. Right, so it's all obviously one family, right? I know you.
Yes.
Yeah, you staying on the Hilo side, staying on the Kona side?
We just are moving over to Kona tonight, but we've been in Hilo for 4 nights.
Oh, good on you. So you pretty much exhausted the Hilo side, is what you're saying.
Pretty much.
What'd you do while you were here?
I'll let Jeff take that one.
We went up to the Hamakua Coast yesterday, Akaka Falls, Waipio Lookout, and had dinner in Waimea. Drove back Saddle Road. Took a quick stop at Mauna Kea Visitor Center, but didn't feel so great, so came back down pretty quick. We went to Punaluu Beach this morning and rushed back here. We did all the other falls, Rainbow, Pe'epe'e. Volcano was our first day. Yeah, we did it at daytime and nighttime. We went down to Container Craters Road, saw the arch, and came back up to see the lava at nighttime.
You sure you're only here for 4 days?
We pack it in.
We're from Boston. Boston folks move fast.
Heck yeah.
I showed some of my written itinerary. They said we were nuts. I said, this is how we do it, man. We're not coming back next year, so.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, so did you take a break and eat some macadamia nuts at least?
We eat it all. Macadamia nuts. What else? Local chocolate. We stopped for vanilla ice cream at the Vanilla Company. We've had Lau Lau, Loco Moco. What else?
Sorry, just real quick. I'm going to break you up here. We're flying over the Monologue Macadamia Nut Company right now. So you see the tall trees, they're the cook pines. They're helping provide wind shelter for the over 800,000 macadamia nut trees down there.
So those little ones in the ridge are macadamia nuts?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a lot.
Yeah, this is the biggest player on the island here. There are other independent growers, but this is definitely the biggest game on the island.
Girls, I looked down, I saw a circle rainbow looking through a cloud. Look down at the edges of the clouds, you might see rainbows.
Yeah, so the recipe there is you got the sun at your back and then the moisture at the front. That's when you're going to see rainbow. So kind of big picture about the Big Island. You did most of it on the Hilo side here, but you probably noticed it's all lava rock. Everywhere you went, you probably ran into some lava rock, right? So there's 18,000 feet worth of lava rock underneath the sea, and then up to Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa. They're both shy of 14,000 feet. And there's 5 volcanoes on the island that basically produce all that lava rock. We're going to try to get you to that Kilauea summit right now. That's the volcano in its infancy. Roughly about 200,000 years old. If you continue your gaze at 9 o'clock, you can kind of see a factory on the ridge over there in the dark black. That's a geothermal factory. They're actually collecting steam heat and heat from the lava chamber that is underneath the ground here, off the rift. And it produces about 30% of the island's electricity. As you follow that black lava up, you come to a black hill. That's fissure number 8. That's the fissure that opened up in May of 2018, and it didn't stop pouring out lava for 3 months. Over 800 homes were destroyed in that direction. And you were on the black sand beach, and that was a result of that 2018 flow.
Is that fissure still steam at all, or it's dormant?
Oh yeah, no, it's still steaming. Yeah, yeah, that whole ridgeline down that area is definitely producing heat still. No lava, but definitely still heat. Sorry, Mauna Loa would be the next, about 500,000 years old. Last time that one produced any lava was in 1984. It's still active. It has a lava tube to it. Mauna Kea, last time that produced any lava was about 6,000 years ago, but it does have a lava tube to it. Did you say you got all the way up to the observatories?
Which one?
Up to the observatories up on Mauna Kea?
We stopped but came back down. We weren't feeling well before we got out.
Okay, gotcha.
What was that other one we went to?
For what? The volcano?
Yeah, like the active flow.
Kilauea crater we looked into at nighttime.
Yeah, it's our direction today as well. So we're basically flying the east rift of Kilauea. So underneath the ground here, 3 miles, kind of depending on where you're at, there's a big old lava canal, and that it terminated back in 2018 over there at Leilani Estates. But it does continue to go kind of into the ocean over there. Outside of Kona is Hualalai, about 8,500 feet tall. That's a volcano with a lava tube to it as well. And then the last volcano on the island is Kohala up on the northwest. That one doesn't have a lava tube anymore, and it's about 1 million years old. Just kind of sits up there on the northwest there. It gets beat up by all the weather, all the wind and the rain that the northeast trade winds brings. But it does create some absolutely beautiful valleys up on that north side.
Does lava tube mean that it could potentially have a lava flow and re-erupt?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, Mauna Kea, again, about 6,000 years old, or 6,000 years ago was the last time that one produced any lava. Walleye, there was a tremor on the Kona side, a ground tremor, and everybody thought that was walleye waking back up, but the USGS came out with a note saying no, it was just an isolated tremor over there. But Mauna Loa here, that was 1984 was the last flow, and prior to that, every 6 to 8 years it was active, so everybody's expecting something off of Mauna Loa kind of soon.
Is this the one that usually was going into the ocean years ago?
This one here?
Yep.
Yeah, so right now we're coming up on the Pu'u'o'o event. And this East Rift was active, well, highly active between 1983 and 2018. Basically every year to every other year, something was coming out of these vents. So we're flying over 65 square miles of lava flow. And as you see, it reaches all the way down there to the shoreline. So to be named the volcano, basically it has to have its own lava tube directly to it. But this is just kind of like a capillary off of Kilauea.
kind of like the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, you see all the layers, right? And all that red, there's a lot of iron in magma, and then once magma breaks the crust, it's renamed lava there.
Did anything ever flow to there? Because it kind of looks like the direction it came around there.
In 2018, this was full to the top with lava, and it was spitting out the top 300 to 500 feet at a time.
Right out of the middle of that thing?
Yeah. I wasn't here, but yeah, these are all pretty much fresh flows. So this volcano, right, Kilauea, is very much in its infancy, just a couple 100,000 years old. But if you give it time, it could potentially continue to grow to be something like Kilauea. Mauna Kea or Monologue there. There's another hotspot about 15 miles to the southeast of the island that is starting below sea level right now. I think it's only like 4,000 feet above the seafloor. Well, there's basically instruments all over this island, and everybody wants to know, when the next event is going to be. So there's seismic instruments there. There's air quality, just to kind of name a couple. But in 2018, with all that lava drained out of the Kilauea summit and out of that vent and headed out towards Leilani, there were over 50,000 earthquakes that were recorded by the USGS. Yeah, good on you. Yeah, exactly. So that kind of smoother lava, in Hawaiian it's known as the Pahoehoe lava. And then that kind of rough aerated, that's the lava. And exactly, it's the temperature that it was at and the rate at which it cooled that gives it that different texture there. The Pahoehoe, that smoother stuff, had a bit of an easier time kind of cooling down, so it had to smooth itself out there.
When we saw the glow of the lava flow, when we looked into it and saw the lava bubbling down there, that floor was 300 feet lower. Like the whole thing, the whole base of that all came up.
Yeah, exactly. And at your 12 o'clock here, this is the Kilauea caldera. I'm going to try to get you, hopefully, a hole to kind of see down in there. Yeah, so as you kind of look down through these holes in the clouds there, when you follow the plume down, you said you've already been here, but yeah, that orange lava that you're looking at is about 1,800 degrees. The black lava that's risen over 350 feet, that's about 800 degrees Fahrenheit. And that road that clipped in, that happened in 2018. As a result of that 50,000 earthquakes. Turn right here.
Maya, you see that circle rainbow out your window? So that's where we went, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that funny shape in the middle, the one that's like more of a different color that looks more like smooth. That's the part we saw the bubbling lava through the telescope.
Oh, really cool.
So it just doesn't look orange right now, Maya, because it's not dark, but that's always that. You can like see where the road broke off when it collapsed. I see a tiny bit of orange.
Yeah, those other shelves off to the side, those were the side of the dome, and the whole dome, remember they said back in whatever year, the whole thing just dropped down, and there's no more dome shape anymore.
There's a big window coming up here. Bit of orange down there in the shadow.
See it, Rachel? Look over your right.
You guys see the little orange down there? When you passed by, did you see it?
Coming up now.
A little bit. Where is it?
Right down there.
Oh, yes. So we saw that other time? Yes.
No, I said when the fountains were there at the top before the bottom dropped out and it flowed out, how high did those fountains of lava go at their highest up there?
Oh yeah, so you kind of see there was two different steps to that. It was up to the second step.
So that's like hundreds of feet high.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say it was an additional probably 300 to 400 feet to that next step that it leveled off at.
Rainbow to left.
So you can see the fault lines in the ground over here, right? Again, this area's been active for a couple 100,000 years, so there's been a lot of earthquakes that have really rocked this area. So did you drive the Chain of Craters Road?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. This is I like this vantage point. You can see all the old lava flows coming off of the Mauna Ulu vent here and the Pu'u'o vent. It looks like literally somebody just kind of tossed paint out there, but it's all old lava flows that just kind of built up on the top of each other. So as you're driving down the Chain of Craters, you probably noticed some of those lava flows, 50, 60 feet deep, easy. As the lava's coming down, it actually kind of follows a tunnel or a channel. And then as it kind of goes, the edges of that channel will solidify, and then you just kind of get a lava bridge on top of that, and then it'll continue to kind of come out. So it actually just kind of builds up on top of itself. And the vegetation down there that you're seeing, those are the ohia trees. And what's cool about them, they don't need any dirt. They just kind of find a little nook, a little cranny down in the lava rock. You just add water. You got yourself an ohia tree. So it actually vegetates pretty quick.
Those are the ones with the little red spiky flowers?
Yeah, exactly. And you can see a lot of them are browned out, dying down there. There's a fungus that's going in between them, killing them off. It's actually perfect. It's actually perfect visual here. This whole east rip, you can see the Pu'us, and then all the way down to the big Pu'u'o vent over there, and then you can see how in line they are with Leilani Estates way out to the southeast of the island. Also driving around, you probably notice all those goats, right? Goats and the sheep, the wild hogs.
Yeah, we saw a bunch of them. We saw 2 wild boar actually right almost on the road to Kilauea.
Yeah, they kind of, at this point they're just kind of running amok. There's no real apex predators. There's no bears, no lions, nothing like that down there. There's definitely there's a hunting community on the island, but there's just so many of them. They were brought over at the time of the sugar plantations. All the migrant workers brought the livestock there. Sugar was huge on the island here from the late 1800s to the early 1990s. And then there's the advent of the kind of alternative sugars, and then we had wage wars on the island too. People wanted to get paid what they were worth, and the price to produce the product was just too much for the island. And then, there were railroads that were along the north coast, the Hamakua coast there, that helped with to transport all the product and everything. In 1946, that all got destroyed by a tsunami that hit this whole north coast.
For you and I.
made at the Nanaloa. Is that the point over there?
In Hawaiian Paradise Park?
The Doubletree Grand Nanaloa by like Banyan Tree, is that point over there or is it further up?
Oh no, that's further up here. Yeah, I'll show you where that is. This is Hilo Town here. That's Hilo Bay. And kind of as you follow the crux of the bay, that would be where the banyan trees were. And as I come in a little closer, I'll be able to kind of point it out a little bit better. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so again, the town's just off to your left there. It leads up to the bay, but also the airport's coming into the site. We're essentially on approach back into the airport now. Just a couple more minutes of flight time. With that being said, when we get down to the ground, you just leave the headsets on until everything stops. I'm going to help you out with the doors, or the ground personnel are going to help us out. But as we descend here, please check the ear pressure. I do want to take this moment just to say mahalo, as they do on the island here. Thank you. Thanks for choosing Blue, and thank you for your time here. So, sir, just at our 12 o'clock here, kind of jutting out into the bay, that's the Banyan Park there.
Yeah, that top thing, Jeff, must be the hotel, the white sticking up. If he's on a cruise ship to the right of that.
The air was more than human and the heat was more than hungry, and the cars were square and spitting diesel fumes. Questions when stars were still just the holes to heaven. And there were so many fewer questions when stars were still just the holes to heaven. Officials were quite friendly once we drowned them with our sweet talk, and we bribed them with our cigarettes and booze.